Hello and welcome to Marketing Management and Strategy here at Baker University Online. I am your professor, Dr. Kyle Allison, and I welcome you to the class. I look forward to working with you over the next several weeks, and at any time, if you have any questions, please do feel free to email me, and I will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours to help you throughout the course. I have been teaching marketing and management courses at a variety of online universities for several years now, so I definitely understand what it takes to be an engaged instructor, and communication is key to all of us, so let's make sure we communicate throughout the term and ensure that we are on the same page as we explore the topics and assignments throughout the class. I have been an executive in marketing for several years. Currently, I'm a vice president of marketing in my day job for one of the major retailers in the country. And I do enjoy applying my day-to-day executive marketing experiences into the classroom as I am able to help you relate the course concepts into a real-world perspective. For week one, we're going to have an introduction to what marketing is overall, and then what it means to think strategically in marketing. Strategic marketing is key to the success of many organizations these days. Marketing fundamentals are important to understand, but how to take those marketing fundamentals in today's complex business environment is very important, and how to think strategically and have a strategic mindset is also very important for any marketing manager in today's business climate. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video lecture. Marketing at its core. What is marketing in its core definition? Marketing is defined by the American Marketing Association as the activity, set of institutions, and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large. The term developed from the original meaning, which referred literally to going to market with goods for sale. From a sales process engineering perspective, marketing is a set of processes that are interconnected and interdependent with other functions of a business aimed at achieving interest for the customer and their customer satisfaction. So in its essence, marketing is a display, a way of communicating a business's product or service to the public. It's also a way to present a company's way of thinking. It presents a company's brand voice. Marketing is the way to put in the forefront a way to communicate to customers, and also to learn from customers and how they communicate back to us and how they're perceiving our marketing efforts. Philip Kotler defined marketing as satisfying needs and wants through an exchange process. Again, marketing is another word for communication. It's an exchange process between a business and a consumer, and it goes both ways. Successful marketers are the ones that can understand how to not only communicate to their customers, but also take the customer insights, their feedback, and data from the customer viewpoint and take that back for more strategic marketing decisions. The Chartered Institute of Marketing defines marketing as the management process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customer requirements profitability. A similar concept is the value-based marketing, which states the role of marketing to contribute to increased shareholder value. In this context, marketing can be defined as the management process that seeks to maximize returns to shareholders by developing relationships with valued customers and creating a competitive advantage. Marketing at its core is responsible for driving the value message to consumers. What is the value of the product or service this company has to the consumer? Marketing also, in return, is another function within business that allows shareholders or investors or executives of a company to understand the value that's being driven by the business. So marketing has a responsibility both at the front line with customers, but also at the top level from an executive perspective. So we look at the definition of marketing, and there are a variety of definitions, but again, it's a two-way communication and exchange between customer and business. We have to develop business processes within marketing. So marketing process. Marketing practice tended to be seen as a creative industry in the past, which included advertising, distributing, and selling. So marketing at its core has always been looked at as just a way to advertise product, distribute it, and sell it. But it's become way more detailed than that in today's environment. Because the academic study of marketing makes extensive use of social sciences, psychology, sociology, mathematics, economics, anthropology, and neuroscience, the profession is now widely recognized as a science, allowing a lot of universities to have a Master of Science program in marketing. Marketing isn't just advertising. It's not just making pretty pictures and pretty words to entice someone to buy something. Marketing has turned into more of a way to understand consumer behavior. In week 2 of this class, we'll talk a lot about consumer behavior and how insights from consumers can help drive marketing campaigns. And it's also, marketing is very analytical. Marketing is very math-driven, looking at certain metrics, marketing metrics, and how you define those metrics, and KPIs or key performance indicators are what drives marketing decisions. So that's why marketing is more than just an art form. It's a science, and it's all types of different, subjects combined into one business process. The process of marketing is that of bridging a product to market, which includes these steps: broad market research, market targeting, and market segmentation. So again, let's go back to that. When you talk about product marketing or a service, you first need to understand what you're doing. We'll spend more time in this class talking about market research, but it starts with basic research. It starts with understanding what you're going to do, why you're going to do it, and find insights into a proposed reason for going forward with a market idea. Then it's market targeting. Who are you going to market towards? Who is your audience? You need to understand who your customers are in order to effectively market strategically that product or service. And then market segmentation. Is this a global marketing initiative? Is it a segmented offer to a certain country or region or group of individuals? After that, then you determine your distribution, pricing, and promotion strategies. But the first thing you need to do is identify where you're going to market, why you're going to market, and the purpose of your marketing campaign. Then all the other things follow suit. The go-to-market strategy involves distribution, pricing, and promotion. You also need to develop in marketing a communication strategy. How are you going to communicate this with your customers? Are you going to do it through social media, through TV, through newspaper, through email? Are you going to do it at events? You have to understand a communication strategy, what vehicles in marketing or the types of communication tools that you have to market it. And after that comes the design, the artwork, the advertising. All that comes into play, which is the creative element of a marketing process. How are you going to get the word out to your customers about your product or service is all done at the end, but before that, it's all the market research and market identification. So now take a moment. I would like for you to go to the Moodle Classroom and or type in this link. It's a YouTube video on 4 principles of marketing strategy. I'd like for you to review that video. Watch it, understand these 4 key principles of what marketing strategy is. So my first goal in the first couple of slides was to have you understand the basic definitions of marketing and marketing process. But the extra layer to that, from a managerial leadership perspective, is what it means to develop marketing strategy. So go watch that video and come back and we'll discuss further. Welcome back, and thank you for watching that video in regards to the 4 principles of strategic marketing. I thought it was a great video to give you some insights on the various ways of what strategic marketing is today. Strategic marketing, though, can evolve over time in how you implement strategy in marketing. It really depends on your business, the current business environment, and the climate that you're in. But what is strategic marketing again at its core? Strategic marketing is a process of planning, developing, and implementing maneuvers to obtain a competitive advantage or edge in your chosen field or business. This process is necessary to outline and simplify a direct map of the company's objectives and how to achieve them. Companies develop goals all the time. They're either short-term goals or long-term goals. But what a strategy is in marketing and a strategy in general are the building blocks to obtain those goals. What are you going to do to obtain that revenue goal, that sales goal, that market share goal, or customer acquisition goal? What maneuvers, what tactics are you going to implement that are going to make you different from your competition? Show that competitive value that you have versus your competitors. What edge do you have that's different and competitive, unique than your competitors? That's what strategic marketing is at its core. It's developing a plan and executing it. A company wanting to secure a certain share of the market should ensure they clearly identify their mission, survey the industry situation, define specific objectives, and develop, implement, and evaluate a plan to guarantee they can provide their customers with the products they need and when they need them. So going back to what we talked about before, at the very core of marketing is you have to understand what you're going to market and why, where you're going to market it to, and who your audience is. And then within that is the strategy of how you're going to communicate and develop a plan to get that marketing message or campaign out to the public. You have to develop a roadmap and a map. And we'll talk more about that throughout the class, what it means to develop a marketing plan. But in general, it's very important that you understand that a strategic marketing manager or person is an individual who can take a company goal or vision and create the roadmap or the game plan on how to get it done. Of course, the central objective of any company will be customer satisfaction, so that they may dominate the market and become leaders in their industry, and thus providing substantial business satisfaction. In order to do that, 3 phases of marketing strategy must be perfected to create delight in their customers and beat out the competition. So with that said, the 3 phases are planning, developing, and execution. The entire reason we have a marketing department, again, is to communicate with our customers and to drive value for our consumers and our business. The most strategic marketing individuals are those who can understand how to do it from a planning, developing, and implementation phase. Your plan is what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. You develop, though, the resources and the needs and how you're going to go ahead and execute that plan. And the final thing is execution, rolling it out and actually making it happen. There are things to consider, though, when there comes to strategic marketing. It's called the Pest Model. Now, it may sound interesting, but there are a variety of factors and considerations economically and societally that really do impact strategic marketing efforts. According to Business News Daily, while industry-related factors could affect a company's performance, outside factors can also play a major role in the outcome of a business plan. To determine the role of the external factors, it is recommended that companies perform a pest analysis, or PEST. Below is a breakdown of what the 4 factors analyze. So again, when you're developing a strategic marketing plan, you have to understand the things I talked about before in strategic marketing. Your company voice, what your company's trying to do, who is the company's audience, what value is it bringing. But there are things that can influence your marketing plan and in business in general. There are outside factors that can definitely sway or pivot or influence your marketing plan. The first can be political, the P in PEST or PEST. This analyzes how legal issues and government regulations affect profit and consumer behavior. The major considerations of the political aspect are tax guidelines, political stability, trade regulations, and embargoes, employment laws, and safety regulations. An example of this analysis is how it works is looking at the effects of political instability in a foreign market and how it affects your company's plans. So from a global marketing perspective, you absolutely need to understand the global market's government and its current politics. Will there be barriers that you have to overcome? Are there trade laws you need to understand? Are there tariffs against your product that are going to increase costs and make it more difficult for you to do business globally? Those are some factors you need to understand. But even in your own country, such as the United States, there could be, in the United States, laws that make it difficult for you to go to business. Are there marketing laws you need to understand about trademarks and copyrights? It's all those things you need to keep on top of as a strategic marketer. If you're not on top of what's going on politically or legally, you may find yourself in a legal situation that may be hard to get out of. So politics and the political environment are very important to consider when you're developing a strategic plan in marketing. So now the E in PEST, or Pest Considerations and Analysis, is economic. This factor looks at the outside economic issues that affect a firm's success. Companies should pay attention to economic growth, inflation rates, exchange, interest rates, and local business cycles. Changes in interest rates could improve or decrease the company's bottom line. So, for example, interest rates on credit cards. If you're a business that's marketing a credit card or the use of a credit card for your business, if interest rates go up, no matter how you market it, the interest rate alone could sway customers to not or get involved with your business. There are cost dynamics as well in the economy that really can affect a marketing plan. So, even though you may have a great marketing campaign that's creative, if there's something going on in the economy where customers just can't afford your product or service, you still are impacted. So you need to look at your marketing message and find out how you're driving that communication. What is that value of your product, especially in a bad economic environment? Customers are going to buy what they need more than what they want in a bad economic environment usually. So for the want-based products, you need to have a really good strategic marketing plan to influence customers to buy your product, because they're going to buy the needs type products before the want type products. Also, economics could be the cost of doing business. Is technology increasing, and are the costs of technology to be an effective marketer increasing as well? We are going to talk in this course about what it means to do digital marketing and online marketing. That's a whole other week, but there's a lot of technology involved with that. What is the cost of doing business? Technology can be expensive. Can your company afford it? So you need to pay attention to those things and how it affects your marketing plan. The S in PEST, or Pest Analysis, is social. Demographic and cultural aspects affect whether a company can compete in the market or not. The social factor helps businesses examine why customers purchase and what exactly their needs are. Issues to consider include lifestyle changes, health consciousness, environmental responsible awareness, and attitude towards work, education levels, population growth rates, and country demographics. A certain shift in educational requirements may result in career changes that can reflect changing needs in the customers. That's an example. Any societal factor that I just listed out could impact your marketing plan. If colleges are going to educate individuals on how to market these days, the job and responsibilities that make you understand that society is a major impact. So looking at all the different aspects of society can impact how you market. You market a different demographics a certain way. Customer segmentation is all about that. How do you market towards a younger audience versus an older audience? How do you market towards a higher income family versus a lower income family? How do I market to the northeast of the United States versus the southwest based on certain products? All those types of societal factors come into play. And also, marketing messages, your marketing copy, or what you write and how you communicate, can definitely be impacted by the societal and groups that you're working with. So all these need to be taken into consideration when developing your strategic marketing plan. Now, the last component of the pest analysis, or PEST, is the T, which stands for technical. This aspect considers how technology impacts product placement and marketing. Technology can bring advantages and challenges that will increase or decrease production level. Specific areas to consider are new technological advancements, the use of technology in marketing, the role of the internet, and the impact of the information technology changes. The introduction of the internet has created an expectation of instant gratification in today's consumer, so social media marketing has been considered an option. Again, we'll talk a lot about this in one of the future weeks in regards to digital marketing and how social media marketing has influenced consumer behavior. But at its core, technology, though, has also influenced not just how we market, but also who we market to. Technology has made marketing much easier from a global perspective based on digital marketing. But there are a lot of parameters around that. There's a lot of trust factor. You know, when Facebook gets a data breach, when that occurred a couple years ago, we really thought that, you know, the sensitivity of consumer data at its core is very important. You need to understand that when you're a marketer these days, that even though there's an ease of use with technology, there's a lot of dynamics in regards to sensibility of people's information and how you market and how fast you can market to in technology. In addition, technology does advance quick, but the marketing organizations and how you implement technology may not be as fast. So it's very important as a strategic marketer, especially in digital marketing, to understand how to take your current business environment and always be 2 steps ahead in your thought process. To be strategic, you're always thinking long term. So you always need to be on top of the technological trends, but also see where's your business going to be in the next 2, 3, 5, even 10 years. And as you assess that, what technology is coming down the road that can help you get there. So technology can definitely influence your strategic marketing plan. So I think it's now time to take another break from my video lecture and go watch this video on YouTube. It is in your Moodle classroom, but you can also go to this link right here. Watch the video. It's a little bit of an older video from Steve Jobs, but Steve Jobs was a fantastic business leader, a pioneer inventor, but also a very strategic business leader, and especially when it came to marketing. You know, he had a way to convey the voice of Apple to all his customers. He made Apple a company who was at the top of their game when it came to how they marketed to their consumers. So watch this video on how Steve Jobs articulates his marketing strategy for Apple, and then come back and we'll finish up our lecture. So how about that? Steve Jobs and his strategic marketing viewpoint. I thought it was great. You know, he is someone, again, who has always had the passion for technology, but the passion to be revolutionary. And like he said, it's not all about driving the value of what the product brings to the customer, but it's the value of what the customer brings back to the company. You know, it takes a lot for someone like Steve Jobs to go out there in the public and make a big stance about his products and how he markets to the public. Apple will always be innovative, and Apple will always have a way to market the value both to their consumers and back from their consumers. So the question to ask yourself is, what did you think of Steve Jobs' strategic marketing viewpoint? Did you agree with it? Do you think that based on your reading this week and the video lecture that he has the fundamentals down for strategic marketing? I think so, but I want you to think about that for a moment. Also, another question I want you to think of as you go through the next couple weeks is, what other topics do you want to learn about in marketing? Take the core elements of marketing that you read about this week, the core processes, and what further insights do you want to learn? We're going to touch on a lot of those this semester. We're going to learn about consumer behavior next week. That's next week's topic, how marketing influences consumer behavior and how they shop and how they respond to marketing messages. We're going to talk at length about digital marketing as well and social media marketing. We're going to talk also what it means to be strategic in marketing when it comes to a small or a large business. So there's a variety of topics we're going to talk about. I hope you enjoy the class. Stay on top of the syllabus. I do ask you make sure you check in weekly early in the week. I'll post an announcement to remind you about what we're going to talk about, provide additional material or just, be there for you if you have any questions. Keep on top of your due dates. I do expect assignments to be turned in on time. Email me anytime when you have a question, and I look forward to talking to you next week.